They got me, y'all. They got me. They got me teared eyed. They did that on both sides. It was some truths. I said they did that. They definitely did that. But hey, y'all, welcome back to another review of Life with Chess for the Bottom Beautiful March 27, 2025. Okay, y'all. So first things first, let me know your thoughts on today's episode down below. Look, I told they got me. They definitely got me on both sides. They said some truths or whatever when she was trying to slap her, when she just broke down crying and Brooke crying and Katie intervened. I was like, yeah, they did that. They had me teary. I wasn't expecting it. Now I did earlier. I had went on Google. I was about to search something. Y'all know anytime you look at something nowadays, they recommend it over and over again. So I seen a photo. They had Brooke and Steffi on one side. I don't know if y'all seen that too. And then they had Hope, Katie, and Brooke on another side. And Katie was holding Hope's hand. I said, she about to slap her? Yep, she tried. She definitely tried. But okay, on today's episode, we're going to start there. We're going to start with Hope, Brooke, and Katie. So basically, Brooke over here crying and stuff like that. She just over here crying, still crying over this man. And we're gonna talk about Steph and them in a minute. They so excited over here, eating ice cream and root beer floats, and what else was they doing? Dancing and stuff, celebrating about the fact that they got rid of the Logans. I said for now, but we're gonna talk about Brooke now. So Brooke crying over this man still, and Hope coming in slamming doors and stuff. She's highly upset. So she came in slamming doors while Brooke crying. So Brooke ends up telling Hope she took the CEO position for Ridge. I think first Hope was confronting her, and that's what led her to say she only took the position because she wanted to give the company back to Ridge. I said, that's not the right time. I said, now you want to tell her? I said, this ain't the right time. She already saying how you took their side, and she let her know. Look, she got even more upset. She was already highly upset. But yeah, look, it was funny though. What did she say? She was like, you did all that to get him back, but where is it? She's a Ridge. She's a Ridge. I bust out laughing. It was funny. She's like, you did all that to get him back, and where is he? Ridge, where is he? I was like, exactly. Did all that. And the crazy part about it is she didn't do nothing. I take that back. Then, another thing, I don't think I wrote that down. I said, is she? Because Katie assumed that Brooke was trying to kick Hope out. And I was like, is she? I said, I know you ain't. You finally holding her accountable. You kicking her out the house. I said, that's what he wanted. That's what he wanted. You think if you do that now, he gonna take you back? But yeah, so they stood over here arguing, going back and forth or whatever. So Hope saying how she lost everything, even her own mother. And she was just going out saying how she continues to pick Ridge over her and choose Ridge. She just wanted her to choose her one time. And I said, well, technically, she has been choosing you. And she has been standing up for you. That's the whole reason why he left. And Brooke reminds her of that. But Hope started going off on Brooke. She started telling her about herself, and she had valid points. They both did. That's what I said at the beginning of this. They definitely had valid points. She started reading her like it was nothing. She told her, you continue to be his fool. What did she say? I don't know. She said she continues to demean herself for this man or whatever, and he always dropping her at the slightest inconvenience. I said, turn his head. I said, facts. Because he did that when the I was about to say child support situation happened. What the child, what's the name of it? Secret Service. The CPS call. Lord have mercy. The CPS call or whatever. He did that or whatever. Then came back. I think he was apologizing and stuff like that. Then he had I need some time to think or whatever. And I said, she right. He definitely do the same thing. He don't even be having all the facts. And they always say, if somebody just willing to assume the worst or believe whatever, if somebody come to them and be like, okay, this is what happened, or they pick any reason to drop you or whatever, like what Ridge did with Brooke, without even knowing the facts, even when she was telling him the truth, that means they was looking for a way out. When he left, I told y'all, you don't sit up here, you in a relationship. I don't care how people try to spin it. Somebody said he had to do that because she was trying to heal her broken heart. He ain't had no business allowing her to sit on his lap. I don't care if she had 2 broken hearts. I don't care. They in a relationship or whatever. But yeah, that's what happened when you sit up here. They over here just acting like Ridge just this prize or something. Like he ain't did nothing wrong. He over here like he the doggone victim or something. Now they did take his company, and once again, now Brooke want to sit up here and do everything this man told her to do. Be for real. He just wanted to go over there anyway, though. But yeah, she was just going off on Brooke, telling her about herself. You continue to be his fool. And that's when Katie walked in and said, do not talk to your mother like this. She was doing what she knew was right. Carter was doing what he knew was right and stuff like that. And Hope realizes Katie knew too. Or whatever. So she was just going off. She was just going off on both of them, saying betrayed by my own family. I lost everything, including my own mother or whatever. So then Brooke finally started telling her about herself, that she was wrong or whatever. And the way she said it or whatever, it was like she was implying that this was all Hope's fault. And Hope, like, I can't explain it. If you've seen the episode, you know what I'm talking about. Like, she was fully blaming Hope. Because remember when this first started, she was like, Carter this and Carter that, just like Rich, and then was over here saying, fully blaming Hope or whatever. And another thing, Hope was still saying how it was Carter's idea and she just encouraged it or whatever, but she's the one being fully blamed. He still has his job. I knew she was upset about that. I mean, she got a point because it was his idea. It was his idea. But yeah, she was still going back and forth with her mama. Then, like I said, Brooke started telling her about herself and telling her how she lost Ridge. I said, she just told you that you always choose Ridge and stuff like that, and he's nowhere to be found. He chose Taylor. Then the girl had the nerve, Brooke had the nerve to tell her. She was like, I think Hope was the one who said, I bet you went pleading for him and begging him to take you back. This girl go say, she ain't say it like this, but I'm gonna just paraphrase. She's like, yeah, I did go beg him back. No. But she said I did go talk to him, but he said he's staying with Taylor. I was like, girl, you making it worse. I said, you is not helping the situation at all. You just proved her point that you a fool. So then she started talking about she ends up telling Hope, until you take responsibility or accountability for your actions or whatever, I had no sympathy for you. You the reason why I lost Rich. I blame you. She's like, I blame you. I said, well, it's both y'all fault because everything you telling her now is what Ridge wanted you to do. Everything literally you doing is what Ridge wanted you to do. But at the same time, he was looking for a reason. Like I said, what they be saying, when they looking for a reason to be out, they pick anything. It ain't got to be the truth. They don't care about the truth. They was like, oh, I was waiting on this opportunity or whatever. But yeah, I forgot what led Katie to think that Brooke was kicking Hope out. And she's like, what do you mean, Mom? So you kicked me out? And then Katie was like, I'm sure that's not what she means. So then Hope started still going off. She was going off during the whole scene. She was highly upset. They were like, look, they did that. They did that. I don't know about nobody else. But I was like, yeah, they had me all in my feelings. But yeah, she had already said, I lost my own mother. And she was like, fine. I think first, I forgot what led her to want to slap Brooke. But she went to slap Brooke. And that's when Katie grabbed her arm and told her not to do that or whatever. So then, I think Katie was trying to talk to her and tell her that's not who she is or whatever. So she was about to run out or whatever and leave. Brooke stops her and hugs her or whatever, and she just crying and stuff, and she just tell Brooke she's sorry and she loves her. But I want to know if on tomorrow's episode she gonna still feel like she was wrong and remorseful and tell her mom and dad, or she still gonna feel some type of way and leave. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down below. Katie and Donna. I forgot. Look, they always bring them back for the most randomest times, but I'm assuming it's a storyline for to get ready to play out in regards to that. But yeah, Katie and Donna was just talking about Hope and Brooke relationship, about whether or not they're gonna be able to come back from this. Then I think they mentioned something about their mother. Did they say it was gonna be her birthday or her anniversary? I don't know what they said. Something about their mother or whatever. So I'm assuming that maybe it's gonna be a storyline in regards to that, or maybe this just ties into the whole Hope and Brooke situation. I don't know. But let's see. Did I say the part about Brooke finally telling Hope she got to get up out of there? She kicks her out her house. But yeah, that's all that happened with them. Lastly, Steffi and Taylor. So they just are happy. They celebrating or whatever. I'm assuming Taylor had told Steffi off the screen that Brooke tried to pursue Ridge again and he rejected her. But yeah, Steffi Taylor was just happy that Ridge chose Taylor finally. Finally or whatever. I told y'all about that time. I wonder how long it's gonna last though. Do y'all think that he has actually learned his lesson? Because he's been talking about how Taylor tried to tell him, Steffi tried to tell him how Brooke got down and all this other stuff. Do y'all think that he finally sees, okay, I done tried 1,000,000 doggone times with Brooke? Because y'all know I wanted them to break up anyway. Brooke and Ridge, I just don't agree with folks breaking up over stupid stuff or misunderstandings. If you're gonna break up over something that's the right reason, not because somebody said you reported them to CPS, not because you told them the truth about you trying to help get the company back and they ain't believe you or whatever. Nah, you should have broke up because y'all just shouldn't be together. But yeah, he did basically say, they had all these good memories. The past is the past, and now he decided to move on with Taylor. So I guess he kind of see the error in his ways, but we'll see. I still feel like he gonna end up back with Brooke Especially, I want to see her get with somebody, and I want to see his reaction. That's what I want to see. They should have did that with Taylor. I always got to sit up here and put her back with him. She over here bragging and stuff about, not bragging, but just telling about her love for him. Excuse me. And about how, I've been doing that all day. About her love for him and how every time you in the room, her heart just be, I mean, sometimes, it really do be that one person for you. So, maybe so. But yeah, saying how her heart just beat out her chest and how she just love him so much and she's so in love with him and they just happy talking about Hope and Brooke and about how Dad finally sees Brooke for who she is and he finally chose Taylor and stuff like that. They finally got rid of these folks. They just happy. They were so happy. They dancing. They got music on and stuff. They dancing. And then they was pouring in something with some ice cream. I was like, what they making? And they said, I think they said root beer float or something like that. I was like, that made me want a milkshake. That was so random, ain't it? I said, I want a milkshake now. But yeah, they was just dancing and celebrating and just happy. Taylor was talking about her love for Rich. I already talked about that. And I said Steph and Taylor delighted. What else? I think that's it. That's all. I think the highlights was just the Hope and Brooke scene. And when Hope was like, where is he? Where is he, Mom? Rich. Oh, that's right. He's with Taylor. I was laughing. I almost said the word, but yeah, I was over here just laughing. Man, they had me laughing. They got me teary-eyed when Hope started crying and Brooke was crying and just Katie trying to intervene. And I was like, look, oh my goodness. But yeah, that's it. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. That's all. Let me know your thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, this is how girls today. Be safe.